I didn't watch a trailer to this movie. I didn't really know much about it other than the cast. So I'm thinking Crime 101. Are we going to get an introductory course on how to do crime? Okay. No, it's just because the crimes take place on Highway 101. But this is a really good cast. You have Chris Hemsworth as this jewel thief who is very meticulous, very good at his job. Mark Ruffalo is the cop on his tail. And then you have a third main character, Halle Berry, who is this insurance worker, and the way she ends up getting tied in with the case because she's investigating the case of the diamonds that Hemsworth stole, and it all ties together in interesting ways. Everybody's really good. Chris Hemsworth is obviously like this tall, jacked, ridiculously handsome man, and yet he has to play a little bit awkward. He's kind of soft-spoken. He doesn't really have an easy time looking people in the eyes. You can tell that he's had some traumatic stuff in his past that has led him into this lifestyle, and he does a really good job at that. Like, when he's just playing normal guy, something's a little bit off about him, but you don't really imagine him to be like this high-class jewel thief or anything. Like, he seems like he's kind of a normal dude, but then when he's in that mode, when he's on the job, he's super professional about it, and he plays that balance really well. Mark Ruffalo is good. He's just kind of like the obsessed cop guy. But I was most emotionally attached to Halle Berry's character because she is this woman who has been passed over for this promotion that she deserves. She's not getting the respect that she needs at work because she is too old, and those clients of theirs aren't gonna like her because she's 53, even though she's Halle Berry and she's still one of the most gorgeous people on planet Earth. 53 is just too damn old. And I was like, all right, well then fuck you, dickhead boss. Go commit those crimes, Halle Berry. Do whatever you gotta do. Like, I wanted her to succeed. And you also have Barry Keoghan, Nick Nolte's in it a little bit, Monica Barbaro, Jennifer Jason Leigh is in there for like 2 minutes. That was kind of weird. I don't know why they cast her. It was a very, very short role. Like, she was just nearby. Hey, Jennifer, you want to come be in the movie? Just shoot this one scene real quick. But it's a great cast, is what I'm saying. And it's definitely not an action movie. There are a couple of car chases, and when they happen, they're fun. They're exciting for sure. But it's mainly about the drama of these characters getting wrapped up into this life of crime and the cop who's on their trail. I really like the look of the movie. I like the way the city and the highways and everything are shot at night. It really kind of brought it to life, made it feel like a living, atmospheric world. As just a heist movie, it is totally serviceable. It's fine. It doesn't really do much new, though. Like, I've kind of already spoken about it. You've got the robber, and he's got a heart of gold secretly, and he starts a romance, like many other films before it that are much better than this one. You got the obsessed cop, whose marriage is on the rocks. It definitely takes cues from things like Heat, or The Town, or Thief, or what have you, throughout the decades and decades of movies like this, not being a ripoff by any means, but just not really contributing much new to the genre. It's kind of just doing the heist movie thing. It's going through the motions, having a great cast, but mostly being pretty unspecial about it all. There aren't any crazy twists and turns, surprising double crosses. It plays pretty straightforward. And I couldn't help feeling that I wish it had focused a little bit more on some other characters. I like Chris Hemsworth in the role, and I enjoyed following his character because he's the one committing the crimes. He's the one mostly pushing the plot along, but he's very quiet, a little bit bland. He's not got a lot going on in his life, and that's intentional. It's building up his character as this person who has a traumatic past and isn't all that well adjusted. But for a large portion of the movie, we know very little about the guy as a person, and so I was much more interested in Halle Berry and her more grounded side of the story, where she's just struggling at a job with a fuckface of a boss, which we can all relate to, and how that leads to her wanting to get this money with Chris Hemsworth. So I couldn't help feeling like I wish she had been the main character, or at least a larger focus, because for a good chunk of the movie, it's not entirely clear how she fits in. You know, the classic game is cops and robbers. It's not cops and robbers and insurance lady. She's like the third wheel for a while, where you're like, I'm not sure how exactly she's going to tie into the main plot, and I wish she had gotten more focus so we could have been even more invested in her side of things. And then you got Monica Barbaro, who I really like in the role, and she's got some nice chemistry as they develop this little relationship with her and Hemsworth. But you don't really get a lot of time with that either. She only has a few scenes, and I would have liked to know more about her and spend more time with them. I needed either more Monica Barbaro, more Halle Berry, or maybe like combine them. Because you gotta have the cop and you gotta have the robber. Those are your essentials. But they're also kind of like the standard pieces of the puzzle, so I'm actually more interested in the ladies in this case, because they're a little bit more of the wild cards. And if you combine them into one, that would streamline the movie a bit, give you more time with the one person, and it would help with the runtime because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And for being as straightforward, pretty standard heist stuff, it doesn't need to be. If we spend a lot of time really developing this relationship between Chris Hemsworth and Monica Barbaro, and then he wants to bring her into the heist, she's in place of the Halle Berry character, that would add an extra layer of drama to the whole thing. It would make the stakes feel higher because his relationship is in direct jeopardy rather than just this woman who has like tangentially been connected to the story this whole time. And there's not really a lot of tension overall. Hemsworth and Halle Berry are basically treated like such good people despite what they're getting up to that I never really bought that anything bad would happen to them. And then when you have a character who's on the crazier side, a more villainous character like Barry Keoghan, you just have him being a lunatic. There's not really much to him. And so everybody fit into their roles exactly how I thought they would, and so I never really felt crazy suspense. Definitely not as good as it could have been for a cast like this, and the type of things you could have come up with for this story. It's pretty basic, but you know, I was mostly entertained. I enjoyed watching these actors. A good heist movie, a good cop chasing down a robber can be enjoyable. It's fine. 6 or so out of 10, you know, very like my old recommendation. If it's your kind of thing, it's just not really going to give you anything new. But if you've seen the movie, leave your thoughts in the comments, because this was all just my opinion. We can talk about it more down there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more from me. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time.